Hey guys, this is Villains the Man. I'm Evan the Great.
And I'm Smiley. And today our adventure begins with...
My flumps. My flumps, my flumps, my flumps. My ugly, tentacleful flumps. Check them out.
on page 135 of the Monster Manual. Yesterday we speak of the Flumph. Oh, great onerous being of great psychic fortitude. That's actually weak to psychic energies.
Flying around the city in this jellyfish form, siphoning off all those who are sending
Yes, the Flumph is a psychokinetic, floating, aberrational jellyfish with eye stalks and a vertical mouth across its top. It is lawful good. And it's one of the few aberrations that are actually lawful good. I could talk about Flumphs for a while.
Yeah,
They're just fun creatures.
They're mostly in the Underdark.
But that is because they feed on psionic energy produced by the creatures, which is a double-edged sword because they also absorb the thoughts and emotions of those creatures and can become corrupted by them over long periods of time.
Yep.
Though that's not necessarily common because they can't do what they can to protect themselves from it. It is an old creature. Its first appearance was actually in the Castle Greyhawk adventure back, I think, back in the 80s.
81, I think.
The Castle Greyhawk adventure actually was very controversial in the sense that it's not what the one that people wanted. It wasn't Gary Gygax's Castle Greyhawk.
Yeah.
But it was a fun and silly mad dungeon, funhouse dungeon.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was funny. Like, I had fun with it.
What's your first impressions on Flumph?
When I first heard of the Flumph, I just thought it was so ridiculous that I loved it.
True. Because I didn't know what a Flumph was until like last week.
When I mentioned we should do Flumph.
I've probably seen it in monster manuals and stuff. I just skipped over it, never read
They're
it.
usually in the later monster manuals in most editions, or they came out in Dragon Magazine. They were in Pathfinder, the third bestiary.
Huh. I must have skipped over them because then I saw it and Smiley was like, "Hey man, we should do one," and I started reading it, and then I read through it, really detailed, last few days, and I like them. They're really cool. They're like a jellyfish in the Underdark, but they
float through air instead of water. They have a stench ray that you have to bathe you have to bathe for an hour in vinegar to get it off.
So they have a skunk property as well.
Oh yes.
They also they glow. They have a faint glow to them, based off what mood they're in. They're also very intelligent and wise because of all the sentient beings that they feed off of. It makes them really historical and religion smart, and they talk telepathically.
Yes.
And I think they understand common and undercommon, if I'm not mistaken.
But they can't technically speak, but they understand spoken undercommon.
Yeah.
But their main form of communication is telepathy, which does not require words. It doesn't require a shared language, just the capacity of speech.
But speaking of their glow, I was looking for that. Based on their faint glow is what kind of mood they're in. If they have a pink glow to them, they're amused. A darker blue color is they're sad, and a green color is they're curious. And if they're crimson color, they're angry.
Now, what I love about the Flumph is because they are lawful good.
Yeah.
They fit the iconic definition of a paladin, which is in and of itself a great thing to throw your party off guard.
Oh, I'm making one. They can be playable characters too, I think.
I would like to play such. If Grom dies, you're playing a Flumph. Like, legit, it's going to be a thing now.
Can somebody play like SpongeBob and they have a big net and they got me in it and they're running around?
That would be amazing as well. But they've always been gag creatures. They've always been seen as a bit amusement, and a lot of times, a lot of their release date stuff coincided with April Fool's Day. Be it like they got a miniature on April Fool's Day and stuff like that. They are really fun though because they are good, and they're quirky in the way that they're aberrations. They don't think the way humans think. And they actually are in the Out of the Abyss book, where they are on a few random encounter charts. Specifically, I believe somewhere there is a 5th level Flumph Paladin, which I thought was absolutely hilarious.
That just based on what I saw and what I've read, you probably don't want to actually just go up and think they're just a regular minion and fight them.
Well, they're not particularly powerful on their own.
They're not, but if you put paladin levels on them, they sure are.
They could be.
I love. They have how many? 8. They have more than that on the picture, but I can't remember where I read it. So basically, they can hold swords and swing them and shields.
Just like spin in a circle.
That's just insane. What else do we know about? They're not very strong. Of course, they're jellyfish like. So
I did just realize, because like I've known about Flumphs for years.
Yeah.
But I've never actually read through their actual stat block. They deal like 2d4 damage, like a d4 damage every single round, every time they hit you. Like, I don't think it's supposed to stack, but I will so make that shit stack. It's just a d4, but now it's 2d4.
The most hilarious thing on this whole stat block is what you talked about.
Oh yes. See, the Flumphs have a weakness. A weakness akin to turtles and Bender from Futurama. If you flip them upside down, they are stuck. And they have to keep making dexterities. When they would be knocked prone, they have to get to roll a die. I believe it's on a roll of 1. Oh, I'm sorry. On an odd result, they land upside down and are stuck. They are incapacitated until they can succeed a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
That is awesome.
And hilarious.
Man, they just, overall, just learning about them. There ain't a whole lot about them. But
because they're always seen as a gag creature.
There's enough about them to just, they're awesome. And they have a few different characteristics, going on. When they siphon off of these different creatures, they gain their thoughts and stuff. They kind of make their own personality off of these things, kind of. That's the best way I can describe it.
That is a good way to describe it. They are a simulation of that. They are what they eat. Real.
And it says here that Flumphs live in a more of an organized, complex group called cloisters. How do you say that?
Cloisters?
Yeah, cloisters. Yeah. Based on what kind of things they're feeding off of.
I can tell you that they are fun to mix in with other aberrations from the far realm.
That is
because I had one just float, because that was just crazy from being around exposed to beholders and stuff. That was just floating around the battlefield singing through an encounter one time.
Also, I just thought of what you said.
It had cleric levels, and
wait a
I would
minute.
roll a die to see who it would cast Cure Wounds on.
Are we literally going to have one of these singing the song that we opened up with?
Maybe.
A bard paladin Flumph. It's happening, people.
It could be.
They also can live to be very old. I don't know if it has it in the regular book, but
I don't think it.
Some of the other things I've gathered is they can live to be 350 years old. So that is a lot of years to siphon and gain wisdom and just a sponge.
I love the little flavor card in the monster manual that's like sticking out of the stat block that says "Trust a Flumph. X, the Mystic's first rule of dungeon survival."
I guess they kind of look.
I see the Flumph as an inanely naive creature. Like, it thinks, despite the fact it has obvious evidence otherwise, it likes to think that there's good in everyone.
Since this is the first good type monster that we did on this, what do you call it? What
A program.
Yeah, a program.
A show. Content.
I want to add something. When we do
Add
good
something
monsters that can possibly be played as characters, let's class them up.
We can, if that's what you wish.
You do. It sounds cool because we talked Paladin earlier.
No, let's stay away from Paladin because that's already been exemplarized somewhere.
Well, I was thinking a vengeance paladin, just so I can get Misty Step with them.
Why not just play a bard then?
Or play bard. A bard would. Oh, dude. What if we got,
See, here's what I'm thinking.
what if they had a bagpipe and it was a bard?
A druid. It is a bagpipe. Let's be realistic.
A druid would be sweet.
A druid. I can't remember the name of the subclass. The one where it's terrains. Circle of the Land Druid of the Underdark.
Yeah.
And awesome. It just travels from location to location going, hey man, peace and love, yo. I got what you need.
For some reason, I thought you was doing Meatwad from Aqua Force, but he's not very smart. Oh god.
I got the psychedelics.
So yeah,
because they mess with telepathy.
Yeah, adding a classes to this would be fun.
It would be.
Or if talking about him glowing, it'd be kind of cool to play a barbarian Flumph and he glows red when he attacks.
He just always glows red. He's either like glowing happy or he's glowing red and nothing in between.
Or you can have him go back and forth between red and blue. And then you can do your wee woo. So what if it attached itself to a barbarian type monster and it just rolled on its head and it went back and forth between blue and red and the barbarians attacking stuff?
That would be amazing. If it was a Durgar barbarian, so it's just feeding off of it.
Dude, that's awesome.
And it may not be a powerful creature itself, but it has like a level or two of a bard or cleric or druid, and it's just cast cure wounds on its buddy because they're friends. There ain't nothing mean between them.
Are you gonna put this in your game now?
Maybe.
You're like, you see a faint blue and red
coming down the corridor. The Durgar Battle Ranger running down. Yeah! And the Flumph is going,
oh my god. What if the Flumph is on it, but the Durgar turns invisible?
And you can just see the Flumph.
So the Flumph's head's coming up and you just start smacking you all over the place with limbs. It ain't there.
You just see like the Flumph being twirling around and stuff, and you're just taking damage.
We have,
this is why I like this show.
We broke the Monsters Matter video by adding in the Flumph.
We broke it. We fixed it.
Yeah. So anything else that you would like to add on the Flumph?
Not particularly. They're very not self-explanatory, and the fun is trying to figure out how you work with them, because they are very versatile creatures when you ever actually give them thought.
Yeah, you could make them evil. It's possible.
I wish that I would have detailed the Lithid a bit more, where you go to their city, because I would still have a swarm of Flumphs just floating around at all times.
Oh my god!
And the Lithid just don't do much bad because the Flumphs just come down and kill them. So they have this whole symbiotic relationship with the Flumphs.
It's just they're nuts. Most of the time in our videos we have an encounter type scenario we do at the end. I don't know about you, but it feels like we don't really need one for this creature.
Well,
unless you want to do something different.
As you and your party are traveling through the Underdark, beaten, battered, defeated, time and again trying to find that solace and escape, there's a glowing light ahead, calming and soothing. You know of such traps. You ready yourself for battle, but the sight that comes to you bursts you into a fit of laughter, hysteria, as this pudgy, semi-transparent jellyfish plops around, singing, "My Flumph, my Flumph, my ugly, ugly tentacle Flumphs."